Have you ever noticed that some men move quietly through life alone? Not because they're lonely or broken, but because they're on a different kind of journey? At the Modern Stoic, we believe there's a profound wisdom hidden in choosing or accepting solitude. This path isn't for everyone, but those who walk it develop a rare kind of strength, resilience, and clarity that few ever experience. Today, we're uncovering 7 powerful truths about men who live without a girlfriend, whether by choice or circumstance, and how their solitary journey reveals the deepest kind of self-mastery. This isn't about pity or judgment. It's about understanding the quiet power of standing alone. If you're ready to explore this path with open eyes and an open heart, make sure to like this video, share it with anyone who might need this message, leave your thoughts in the comments, and subscribe to the Modern Stoic for more insights on living with purpose and resilience. Now let's dive in. 7 truths about men who live alone, without a girlfriend. There's a special kind of man who moves silently through life's noise. A man who doesn't seek out crowds, distractions, or the validation of constant companionship. His worth is not measured by the presence of a partner, but by the quiet strength he builds within himself. To outsiders, he might seem incomplete or lonely, but this surface judgment misses the profound transformation happening beneath. Real solitude is far from emptiness. It's a crucible where strength, wisdom, and true independence are forged. Men living without a girlfriend often walk a path marked by challenges many avoid. Yet this path offers rewards that go far beyond social norms or fleeting pleasures. It is a journey toward mastering the self, discovering purpose, and living with unshakable integrity. The ancient Stoics knew this truth well. They taught that the greatest good is not found in external things like fame, pleasure, or romantic love, but in virtue, the unwavering strength of character that carries us through life's darkest moments. Stoicism doesn't reject love or connection, but reminds us that true fulfillment comes from within, from cultivating peace, resilience, and wisdom independent of outside circumstances. For men living alone, often without the distractions or comforts of romantic companionship, this truth becomes unavoidable. It is a challenge, yes, but also a profound opportunity. Let's explore the 7 essential truths that reveal why these men, in their solitude, may be some of the strongest and most deeply fulfilled souls around. 1. Solitude is strength, not weakness. Our culture often paints solitude as something to fear or avoid. Silence is filled with discomfort for many, and being alone is equated with loneliness or failure. But men who embrace solitude, especially those who live without a girlfriend, know a different story. Solitude is a crucible for inner strength. It means standing firmly with yourself when there is no one else to lean on, no crowd to mask your vulnerabilities. It's a rare kind of courage to face life's storms without shelter or applause. Marcus Aurelius, a Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, is a powerful example. He regularly retreated into silence, wrestling with profound questions alone, sharpening his mind and spirit. For him, solitude peeled away ego, fear, and vanity, revealing his true self beneath. Living without a partner forces a man into this arena of self-confrontation. There's no place to hide from fears or weaknesses. When loneliness creeps in, there's no distraction but the self. And yet, it is precisely in this silence that a man can become unbreakable. Anyone can seem strong surrounded by fans or lovers who prop them up. But real strength is proven when no one is watching, when external validation fades to nothing. Choosing solitude or accepting it is a quiet rebellion. It says, I am enough. My value does not depend on others. Instead of running from the empty spaces, men who live alone walk into them and build a fortress of peace where others might crumble. 2. Mastery over desire. Desire is one of the most challenging forces we face. It whispers constantly, more pleasure, more attention, more comfort is needed to feel whole. In a world built to constantly stir desire, resisting it can seem impossible. Men who live alone, without the emotional highs and lows of romantic relationships, find themselves uniquely positioned to master this inner force. The Stoics saw desire not as evil, but warned against becoming its slave. Epictetus, who rose from slavery to great wisdom, taught that true freedom is to not be ruled by anything you can lose, whether wealth, status, or love. Imagine the freedom of needing nothing outside yourself to feel complete. Without a girlfriend constantly shifting emotional tides, a man learns to find fulfillment in quieter, deeper places, simplicity, discipline, and values that cannot be taken away. Desire still exists, passion, longing, connection. But instead of chasing impulses blindly, these men observe their feelings, then choose wisely. Their lives are marked by intention and control, steering their ship through emotional storms rather than being tossed about. When you live alone, there's no one else to blame if you lose your way. The discipline to master desire becomes a daily battle and a transformative power that makes a man unbreakable. 3. Purpose beyond pleasure. Pleasure is tempting and abundant. Good food, new gadgets, casual relationships. Society whispers that happiness is just one indulgence away. But men who live alone, without the constant emotional roller coaster of relationships, often discover something much deeper. Purpose. The Stoics never said pleasure was wrong. They warned against making it your master. Marcus Aurelius urged focusing on what truly matters: duty, wisdom, compassion. Pleasure fades, achievements fade, even relationships evolve. But the pursuit of virtue, the highest, most honorable self, endures. Without relationship distractions, a man faces the profound question many avoid. Why am I here? What am I meant to do with this one life? Some channel their solitude into art that moves others, business that solves problems, or service that uplifts. Whatever form it takes, the key is clear: living for contribution rather than comfort. Purpose demands sacrifice and resilience. It requires embracing discomfort and uncertainty. Yet it is the only path leading to lasting fulfillment. A man living alone and tuned to this deeper calling is not merely surviving, he is thriving, with a life that burns bright with meaning. 4. Comfort with discomfort. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. We chase comfort, safety, ease, rearranging lives to dodge pain or challenge. But men who live alone learn something powerful. Discomfort is not the enemy, it's the greatest teacher. Seneca, one of the wisest Stoics, voluntarily exposed himself to hardship. Rough food, hard beds, not because he had to, but to train his soul to be unbreakable. He understood that enduring discomfort with grace builds resilience that shields against life's inevitable hardships. Without a partner's emotional support, a man faces loneliness, vulnerability, uncertainty, boredom, raw feelings many avoid. But instead of fleeing, the Stoic man leans in. He welcomes discomfort like a blacksmith embraces fire, not as punishment, but as the heat that shapes steel. Over time, what once felt unbearable becomes manageable. Fear becomes pride. He learns peace doesn't depend on perfect conditions. He can be cold and still feel warmth inside, alone and still connected to something greater, fail and yet remain whole. This comfort with discomfort gives a quiet, unstoppable power. While others panic and fall apart, he stays steady, adapts, and overcomes. His resilience is born not from ease, but from facing reality fully. 5. Building inner fortresses. True strength can't be faked. You can wear fancy clothes, earn titles, or drive flashy cars. But without inner strength, life exposes you eventually. Men who live alone have no choice but to build that strength from the inside out. The Stoics called this fortitude, the power to stand unmoved through pleasure and pain, success and failure, gain and loss. Epictetus taught that external events are beyond our control. Our responses are not. When life storms strike without someone else to soften the blow, you either break or grow strong. Slowly, these men build inner fortresses. They govern emotions instead of being ruled by them. Patience, courage, gratitude become their foundation. They don't become cold or detached. Their hearts remain open but guarded by wisdom's walls. They can love deeply without breaking from loss, hope fiercely without crumbling from disappointment, give generously without depending on approval. This fortress is built from principles forged in solitude and tested by life. Once built, it grants a calm, quiet power no one can take away. 6. Freedom from society's approval. One of the heaviest chains is the need for approval, the endless hunger to be liked and accepted. Most live their lives trying to win this approval, silencing their truth and adjusting dreams to fit in. Men living alone, shaped by solitude and Stoic wisdom, often break free from this prison. Without a partner reflecting society's scripts, marriage, settling down, fitting a mold, they step outside the noise to ask, who am I? What do I truly want? Epictetus warned that handing your happiness over to others is handing over your power. Approval is fleeting. Real freedom comes from anchoring self-worth in reasoned choices and values. These men find satisfaction in their own approval, not society's. They chase excellence, not applause. Their success is measured by internal standards, not shallow opinions. Untouched by gossip or judgment, they make choices loyal to their truth. This freedom transforms everything. It makes them sovereign over themselves, loyal, fearless, and authentic. 7. Loving deeply but differently. There's a common myth. A man without a relationship must be missing something, his heart colder or emptier. But men who live alone often love more deeply, just differently than expected. Stoics saw love as a force, expansive, generous, free, not a chain. Marcus Aurelius spoke of loving humanity, treating everyone with kindness because we're all part of a whole. Stoic love isn't possession or constant validation. It's connection to life itself. Without a girlfriend, men pour love into craft, mentorship, nature, causes, or gratitude for each day. This love overflows from internal wholeness, not neediness. They are fully capable of romantic love, but don't depend on it to feel alive. When love arrives, they embrace it without fear. When it leaves, they release it without bitterness. Their love is resilient, rooted in reverence for life and unshakable virtue. They've found love's purest form, steady, shining on its own. The man who walks alone carries a silent power, one born not of comfort, but of patient self-mastery. While the world rushes to drown silence with noise, he sits calmly with life's deepest questions, building a life anchored in purpose, resilience, and truth. These 7 truths aren't just qualities to admire. They are a roadmap to a rare and timeless strength. Solitude is strength, desire mastered, purpose found, discomfort embraced, inner fortresses built, freedom claimed, love redefined. If you're on this path, living without a girlfriend, facing your own company, know this: you are not behind. You are not broken. You are forging a life that Stoics and wise men across centuries have honored as the highest calling, the life of unshakable strength and self-mastery. Maybe solitude isn't your enemy. Maybe it's your greatest teacher. Maybe it's the proving ground for the man you were always meant to become. And maybe, just maybe, the world needs more men like you, not chasing empty validation, but standing firm in the quiet power of a soul at peace. If this message spoke to you, please like, share, and subscribe to the Modern Stoic for more journeys into strength, wisdom, and calm in a chaotic world. And don't forget, leave a comment below sharing your thoughts or your own story of solitude and strength. We're all walking this path together.